is Jeff Williams. And this is my story. My father is not a very complicated man. Growing up, my mother was the disciplinarian. So when she would yell, my sisters and I, well, it got to a point where we were desensitized to it. My father, however, when he got home, if he was yelling at something we had done, we knew he meant business, because it didn't happen very often. Growing up, my father was a very generous man, but he was also frugal. We were given the choice one time, do we want a pool or do we want a cottage? This was a family meeting. I think most parents make these kinds of decisions without the kids' input, and yet here we are sitting around the kitchen table discussing, do we want a pool or do we want a cottage? We made the same kind of formation when we decided if we were going to get a dog or a cat, or both, as it turned out. I was 8 years old when Dairy Queen came out with the Blizzard. For most of you, you were born and it had already been created. I remember the commercial when it first came out. And of course, after displaying how delicious this treat was going to be, they took the cup to show how thick it was and turned it upside down so that it didn't fall out. Well, my sisters and I were absolutely taken by this wonderful creation. So we went to my father and asked if he would take us to Dairy Queen. Of course, the answer was no. No way he's going to spend $4 on a cup of ice cream when we can go to the grocery store and get a tub of Neapolitan for $2.99. But we begged and begged and begged, and finally one day he gave in, and we went to Dairy Queen. So we piled into the car, Mom waved, and we drove off to Dairy Queen. Well, it was exciting the entire trip. We just couldn't get this image out of our head, how great this was going to be. We get there, get up to the front, order the Dairy Queen, the Blizzard. The young lady hands it to me. I take the cup. A big smile on my face. I turn it upside down and watch it fall to the floor because it was double cupped. My father looks at me, looks at the Blizzard on the floor, and says, "Why did you do that?" I said, "They did it in the commercial, it's supposed to stay." And I started to cry. And he says, "You're much more like your mother than you are me." The end.